a TV person were loud. And that was the age ride, and Dave was our water guy, and that was great. Boy, was I in great shape back then. Those were the days. And you know what's interesting? I wasn't a vegetarian then, but on the second age ride, I signed up for the vegetarian meal. You end up with a million bands around your arm, meaning, you know, you can check by a cardiologist, you can check with this and that, you know. But I had the vegetarian band on my arm, and it just occurred to me, so I was able to eat the vegetarian options that were there. Thank you for letting me join you here today. I really didn't have anywhere to go. This was the first Thanksgiving that my mother would say I was just going to be wandering the streets. This was the first Thanksgiving where no one invited me to their house. And my friend Eve, she usually invites me, but she had nowhere to go. So thank you for letting Eve come too. And you want to go eat vegetarian with me? Invited to work today. Work invited me to come over, so I was invited to come to work. It's been interesting. I do get a lot of invitations for Thanksgiving and dinner, whatever. But it's been interesting that my friends, since I became a vegetarian about a little less than a year and a half ago, that I'm not such a popular dinner guest anymore. Did you notice that in the beginning? And I think because invariably someone is new at the table and they see me not eating meat and they say, oh, you don't eat meat? And I say, no, I'm a vegetarian. Really? Why? And my friends go, oh, no, God. Oh, please don't get her started. Can we just eat? And we without her going on and on about animal cruelty. But it's interesting because they always will say to you, are you a vegetarian, a dietary reason? Are you doing it for your health? And you say, no, I'm doing it because of animal cruelty. And and you just, you have to. And then you hit them with, I don't want to consume suffering, and a pall comes across the table. But you have to, because you want to get them to start thinking about that. And it does help you in terms of dietary issues as well, but it really is an animal cruelty issue. And people don't want to hear about that. They will say to me, a girlfriend was just in town, I hadn't seen her in a couple of years, and I said, you know, I've become a vegetarian, and she was nice. She said, you know, you were always heading in that direction. I said, yeah, it was nice to finally cross over, you know, into the other side. And I said, you know, I can't even, she goes, now, do you eat dairy? And I said, sometimes if it's a birthday cake, I'll eat it, and I know there's eggs in there because it's a birthday cake. So I'm not quite vegan, but I said, I just can't eat an egg. It's disgusting to me. And she said, stop, I don't want to know, I don't want to know. And I said, you know, you do know. These people who say they don't want to know, they do know. If you're afraid that it's too horrible to hear, then it's because you know that it's so horrible. So what don't you get? You know, that's what I want to say. What don't you get? You know it's bad. Why aren't you doing something about it? It's interesting because so many people suspend, I think, the connection, and I understand that. Again, it wasn't that long ago that I was on the other side. They suspend the connection between an animal and food because food on its own, once it's cooked, is its own entity. And it's very primal, and it's something that's traditional, as we know on Thanksgiving, and it's something that they're used to, and it's hard to break sort of those cultural traditions. I was invited to my brother's, because he lives next door to me. And he is, all right, do you want to come on over? And I said, well, you know, what are y'all doing? They're frying 2 turkeys. And my sister-in-law is making her traditional stuffing, which comes with like 30 pounds of sausage. So I'm hoping that ambulances are standing by. They're either going to set themselves on fire or have a heart attack. So it's one or the other. I'm waiting for my cell phone to ring. But people don't make that connection. And yet, they will make the connection. I traveled in Vietnam 14 years ago, and I knew when I went over there not to eat any meat because it was probably dog meat. And if you try to serve someone dog meat right now, they would be repulsed. If you told them that the fur they were wearing was a cat, they'd be repulsed. connection, but they won't make the connection between a pig, a cow, and that animal's right to live and to live without suffering. They won't make it.